we talked about the Steelers and their win and whatnot. I know you weren't that impressed, but they won.
No, I was impressed.
Okay.
I mean, the biggest part was I told you I was ready. Had they lost, the field goal goes in. I was going to not on Aaron Rodgers, on DK. I told you because you put them out there handicapped for a couple of games without their best receiver. That's where I was going to go.
And the other thing though is, and I don't know, what day were you working? Were you working Friday?
Yes.
Okay.
No, that was when we talked about this game.
About this
when
game.
Lee, I think Lee was in. Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm always mixed up with Rob G, and I know you guys. So I don't remember. But we talked about it, and I told you the reason I wouldn't pick the Ravens, on paper they should have won the game, on paper. But you know that's not how sports played. And I was like, what did we talk about? That always something goes wrong, some situation. If you want to get up here and blame Lamar, you didn't watch the game, okay, seriously, because you just can't blame him. But in this case, with where they are, I just don't know how John Harbaugh wasn't fired today. I'm dead serious. He's been there too long. The season ends on the same thing all the time. Some misplay, whatever, and I get it. They go, well, how are you going to blame a missed field goal on the coach? He's not kicking the field goal. But as we know, if he wins that game, coach don't get credit. If he makes that field goal.
That's true.
Coach gets credit. Harbaugh, oh yeah, all year they scuffled, and the coach got them and rallied them to go on the road in Pittsburgh and beat their rival. Oh, my God, what a great job he did. That's what would have happened. But the bottom line is the Ravens are disappointing. This season started with them scoring 40 points in Buffalo in the opener and losing the game. The way he coached down the stretch, we talked about a timeout. They could have run another play at least, with a timeout they had. And he's coaching scared because he's afraid of Derrick Henry. I believe that. I believe that that's why they didn't do it. Derrick Henry has fumbled, has been a fumbler. And he panicked instead of saying, I got to give it to my guy. Not only could he rush and get 10 yards or 8 yards and get us even closer for the field goal, he might have broke through and went in and scored.
He's capable.
Am I right?
Listen, he was a handful of yards away from having a rushing record. So meaning this is what he does. Man, listen, we argue, we yell, we go at each other. This is one time we're in agreement. I've said this before with you guys. Nothing ever is complete with the Ravens. Lamar Jackson will ball out, likely will drop it. Zay Flowers will fumble. Derrick Henry will fumble.
Look at that catch that likely made.
Catch, right.
That was 4th and 7. That was the season. Right.
All the missed passes, all the caught it in the end zone, but the ref said it wasn't a catch, and all that stuff. Mark Andrews, 2-point conversion drop. There's always something. Lamar Jackson, maybe the defense plays good, keeps him in. Maybe he's a little off. Derrick Henry fumbles. They never can be complete, and you're always like, man, if y'all can be complete, you might be the best team in the NFL the last 2 or 3 years.
But talent-wise,
Talent-wise, you got enough receivers. Not saying you got Devontae and Puka out there, but you got enough receivers, 2 solid to good tight ends.
You got
an amazing running back.
Right.
Your quarterback's the best player in the league, the last couple of years prior to this year. Like, it's there. Defensively, you got the guys on paper. Now, Hamilton going out, maybe that costs. Point is, that's the trouble with the Ravens. Year in, year out, we know this. It comes down to a play or two, and we'll give credit to the Chiefs last year. They won those games. They didn't win them this season. You talked about that. They won a lot of games last draw.
Remember that? They were 11-0, one-score games. Yeah.
That's what it comes down to oftentimes. And the Ravens, just something's always off with them. And to not run the ball when you had 2 timeouts with 14 seconds.
Was it 2 or 1?
It was 2. They had 3. They called the 1 after the catch.
I know they had at least 1. Okay.
Yeah, meaning they went and they left the game with 1. No, that's what we're not about to do. We're about to, Derrick Henry.
Use them
all that stuff you did on them. You fumbled
right.
a couple times. You know what? It is a chance to make up for it. Go give me 8 yards up the gut.
You saw likely made up for some misses and plays and whatnot. He made a great catch on 4th and 7. That ball drops, the season's over
Lamar, there's no way they think we're getting ready to run this RPO. They think we're going to just hand it to Derrick Henry up the gut. Go do an RPO, break out on onside, slide down, call a timeout. You have 2 timeouts. Don't put all the pressure on a rookie kicker By the way, kicker, this ain't just a regular game. You miss it, we don't go to the playoffs. But by the way, all the pressure's on you. How about this? 150-something plus yards for Derrick Henry, first half. 5 carries the second half, Rob? What happened against the Bengals?
They didn't run them at all.
Chiefs, the Chiefs.
In the fourth
don't
quarter,
run them. They just always are not on point, and
when
it reminds me
when they lost to the Chiefs in the AFC Championship
didn't run
game,
anymore.
Didn't run the ball. You remember that?
That's
was the
what
one
I'm saying.
where Lamar threw the ball every down.
It's always something with them, and it is time to explore new options. A lot of people are saying, man, time to look at Lamar, the cap hit and all 75. They're going to work that deal out. They're going to work it out with him. He wants to be. Let me tell you what I ain't doing. I'm not getting a guy who's been the best player arguably for 2 to 3 years, who had an off season for sure, in and out of the lineup. I'm not letting that man go. 28 years old, I don't give a dang. We ain't letting him go. So if some changes need to be made, it's John Harbaugh.
Are you kidding me? Right. I know. It would be illogical if I got to pick between the two. It's not even. I'm not even thinking about it.
If he were 34 or something, we had a good 10, 12. Okay, maybe. Dude, he's 28. You saw what he can do. Now, Lamar, the only thing I would say to him, I don't know, and I mean this sincerely, Rob. I'm talking to Rob G about this. Maybe you can tell me. I want you to tell me, Dub, say, Cal, you're going a little overboard.
You're going overboard. Oh,
all right.
sorry.
No, wait. Let me get it out.
Okay.
I wonder if Lamar Jackson still has PTSD from he's not a quarterback. He's just an athlete. He's a this. And he wants to prove that I'm a quarterback. Maybe it's just because he's banged up this season, but there were a handful of plays in the last few games that he has played where he's not running.
See,
and there's opportunity where you're like, this is weird. Like, oh, it's right there. Go pick up that third. And he's not running, and he's kind of overthinking. And I'm like, dude, drop back. Ain't nothing there. You out. This is what made you spectacular. This was made you dangerous. This was what made you the 2-time MVP. And I did see a few plays. I was texting you guys, texting Rob G. Like, I don't know if it's that in the back. Like, Jalen Hurts doesn't really run anymore. I don't know if in the back of their heads, and I'm just being real. You tell me. Sometimes the black quarterback, they're just athletes. They're not quarterbacks. They're not this. And I don't know if that plays in their heads at times.
And you know what?
And they just want to prove it that I can throw this thing. When it's like, dude, this is a dual threat quarterback league, period. White, black, Polynesian, Samoan, it don't matter. Can you go get me some yards? And I see some plays where I'm like, this is weird, Lamar. You be out. And he's like,
I don't think it's the proving part because
maybe that's what I said. Maybe I'm overthinking it.
Because he's won 2 MVPs and he got an All-Pro without the MVP. So he really almost had 3 MVPs. But my point is, I just think it's not that. I think he was injured. I think he had a back injury. And Rob G even pointed out, I know he said that even last year, I think did he have 800 yards, Rob G? What was the number?
He had 915 rushing yards.
So he had 915 last year. And this year, what was the number?
349.
Yeah. So
the big thing is his attempts is less than half.
And how many games? He missed 4 games?
He played 13 games, 67 attempts. Last year he played 17 games at 139 rushing attempts.
So there's a degree of that.
Yeah, it's just
I'll agree
weird.
That he doesn't run as much.
But it's there. That's the thing. It's not like I'm not saying force it. I'm saying, your subconscious of seeing Lamar, you go, he's about to break out. Wait, what is he? And he's like running sideways, and he's like, go, you're Lamar, go. And that's why when we had a conversation about Lamar is clearly faster than Josh Allen. He's more agile than Josh Allen. But I was saying how Josh Allen, at the end of it, his is more productive. Like, it leads to something. It leads to a first down. It leads to a gazillion touchdowns at this point. And, like, Lamar, that's what makes you amazing. Like, use that. And he's, like, overthinking that. But that's just me looking at Lamar. Like, I want you to get, like, be you. Own it. Be great. That's what makes you the best player or, arguably 1 or 2 in the league. No. And I've seen, I'm like, what is, he's like running sideways, kind of not just like, he's not breaking out to do what he does.
Right. Now,
that would be my one thing I looked at the last couple of games, and last night in particular, in a win or do or die game, there's a few times in the first half, I'm like, he's easily running. That's what Lamar does. And then I'm like.
And then he doesn't do it.
Yeah, it's a little weird. That's a little weird.
Yeah,
He's done that a few times this season.
And I don't know. I mean, he, like I said, the numbers bear it out that he isn't running as much.
And I don't know if he's just I want to prove that I can.
But he's also been banged up. And, when you talk about a back or whatever and you're trying to get out there and play and you don't want to, put yourself in harm's way. Once you become a runner, they could get hit. And
what? Did you not see me play in high school? Did you not see me play in college? This is who I am. It's football. Dash Jackson Dart.
Okay.
Just make sure.
Okay.
This is what it is.
I was like, okay, yeah.
It's football. You're not watching me play. You see my film.
That's why the Giants are thinking about looking at another quarterback too.
It's football, Rob.
Crazy. All right.
But yeah, John Harbaugh, he doesn't make you feel confident when the game is on the line, and it's happened too often. And the team doesn't. And part of that's a reflection of the coach, Rob. Right, where you don't feel like they can close this deal. At a certain point, we start looking at the coach, looking at the sideline, like they're a reflection of you.
Rob G, jump in.
I got a big question for you guys. Because coming into the season, both of y'all had your chest all puffed out like you were peacocking around the studios. Mm-hmm. That this was the year for the Baltimore Ravens.
Yep.
They got all these players. They've worn their playoff scars. You know, they've been through it. This is the year they break through. In fact, coming into the season, the Baltimore Ravens, I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but in football terms, had a 13% chance of winning the Super Bowl according to the odds makers. Unless you are a returning champion, that is a huge number in football.
That's a big number.
In football, it's not the NBA. Football, that's a huge number.
And a lot of people picked them.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
And to your point, Lamar Jackson got banged up all season. The defense was non-existent for the first month, and they finally got it together later.
And don't forget that the first game was the big, where they score 40 on the road and lose that game.
They had some really inexplicable losses. Derrick Henry, a couple of fumbles, one against the Lions, one against the Buffalo. Zay Flowers had inexplicable. Like Isaiah Likely going to the end zone, drops the ball. All that stuff went wrong, and they were a 44-yard field goal away from making the playoffs.
Right, winning the division.
So why then are you so quick to jump off the bandwagon? When all that stuff went sideways and you still believe in the talent, you still believe in Lamar Jackson, are you so ready to tear it all down?
I know. I was about to say, I know I have my answer.
Well, it's a combination. I think the coach, you need to get a new voice. It's been too long, and you keep thinking something's going to change because just bring it back next year. Oh, yeah, you keep doing that, and then here you go, you're 10 years later, and nothing's happened. So that's the scary part.
Yep.
And number two, the defense let them down again, and the touchdown,
yeah.
The DB fell down, whatever. But I'm just saying,
they got no pressure.
This is what we've been talking about all year with their defense. And they had, how many games did they give up at the end in the fourth quarter? A ton.
And my thing, Rob G, is I can't keep going. Lamar, Derrick Henry, whatever it may be, is so great that we'll be 11-6. We'll be 12-5. But when I need it, we don't feel right. We're always something on. We've got penalties. We got drive. It's like the mojo, the ethos of the team is never right, and that is a reflection of the coach. And at some point, I need somebody that can make us feel calm, make us feel confident, make us feel like we know what we're doing. And part of that is Lamar. Find a way at times in the playoffs. I will give you that. I'll be the first to admit that. But also part of it is a coach where this team, none of us feel confident. Do you feel confident if I told you they had to go win this close game against the Bills or the Patriots, or say the Chiefs were in there again? Do you? No. You feel like something's going to go wrong, Rob G.
I didn't feel good for them to go to Pittsburgh and win that game. They blew Pittsburgh out last year.
And they should. You should be like, oh, they got this.
To your point, I'm playing devil's advocate, but to your point, yesterday, here's the stats. Third down, Baltimore, 4 of 12. Okay? Aaron Rodgers is 87 years old.
Right.
Why on earth was he only sacked twice and Lamar Jackson was sacked 3 times?
That's what I'm saying.
Penalties, double for the Baltimore Ravens.
Stupid penalties.
Time of possession.
That reflects on coaching.
That's what I'm saying.
Pittsburgh had it for almost 9 minutes longer than Baltimore.
And he's a really good coach. Not saying he's like, get him out of here, he sucks. More so, to your point, is it a voice change? And is it a confidence? Is it somebody else? Is there a Ben Johnson-like guy, if you will, who would say, no, you got him right there. This is that missing little thing that I would do to seal the deal with a talent like Lamar Jackson.